पहली चीज़ जो अमर ने मुझे कहा था जब हम लोग रीडिंग्स कर रहे थे और उन्होंने मुझसे कहा था कि यार आप बिल्कुल कॉमेडी नहीं करोगे इस फिल्म में, तो मैं हमेशा इनसे पंच लाइन मांगता रहता था, ये लाइन मैं बोल दूँ, मैं ये थोड़ा कर लूँ, और अमर से बिल्कुल नहीं, आप कुछ मत कीजिए क्योंकि फिर लोग आपको सीरियसली नहीं लेंगे फिल्म में. So it's all credit to Amar, I mean the performance, and hopefully it lives up to his expectation first, because he's got a very high standard for performances. And इन्होंने इसके पहले obviously राजकुमार and आयुष्मान के साथ काम किया, वो very very fine actors. I love both of them. So hopefully I can, you know.
He's really worked very hard. I've seen him, you know, with his पहला डायरेक्टर मिला था जो शुरू में बोल रहा था मुझे एब्स नहीं चाहिए, तुम लेके आओगे मैं हटा दूंगा. So the way he's worked very hard, whether it was his look, his body, the animal flow and stuff that he was doing. And there's a journey obviously of the character, like, and he was not doing anything else, so he was like just Bhediya all the time.
I think this is a film he really wanted to make. I'll tell you his strengths. He's probably one person with 2 hits, doesn't behave like a director who's made hits, so which is good. I think his biggest strength is his background. You know, he's a forest ranger's son who spent time in Arunachal, and he's very responsible towards that. He's the most excited person on set, which is competition for Varun. Otherwise, generally, he's the most excited person on set. So his energy is infectious. Instead of saying, "Kya, chalo khelte hain," right? That's the line for him on set. Khelo. So I think his biggest, and more than insan bhi acha hai. He's like a brother I never had, you know. And Maddock is as much his as it's mine. So it's really nice to have a director who has delivered this in lockdown. So he's also technologically very sound now. He's grown aesthetically. He has grown leaps and bounds in terms of what he's achieved. He's given us an international level product. For Maddock, it's taken us 10 years to be in a position to make a film like this. And him at the helm of it has managed to pull it off is what I feel. Hopefully you all will feel the same. So I'm very proud of him.
Hollywood देख के बनाया वैसा कभी भी नहीं था, पहली चीज़. लेकिन कॉमेडी जो है ना वो मेरे अंदर, अगर आप मेरे साथ चाय पे आएंगे या ऐसे बैठेंगे ना तो हम ऐसे ही कॉमेडी हैं. सो हम दुख में भी कॉमेडी ढूंढ लेते हैं, तो हम वो है हमारा. तो कॉमेडी तो मेरे रग रग में. और बाकी रहा ये बनाने का जो सवाल है किस तरीके से, हॉलीवुड देख के नहीं बनाया था. ऐसे ही निरेन हमारे जो राइटर हैं उन्होंने एक सीट छोड़ा जानवर का, तो जानवर से लेके यहाँ पहुँच गए करते. तो ये था कि बनाएं ऐसा जो इंटरनेशनल लेवल हो, क्योंकि हमको हमेशा कंपेयर किया जाता है कि हम उनकी फिल्में देखो, हमारी मत देखो, ये नहीं है वो नहीं है. तो हमने कहा चलो ट्राई तो करते हैं, और पूरा सपोर्ट दिया इन्होंने बोला तुमको जहाँ जैसा बनाना है बनाओ. और ये मैं इसलिए नहीं कि आज हम लोग बगल में बैठे हैं, मैं हमेशा बोलता हूँ. और अब फिल्म देख के बताइएगा. आप पहले ट्रेलर देखिए.
Varun I met when he had just released Student, and we decided to do Badlapur, which was crazy. And I remember telling him that it'd be very difficult for you to say yes and even more difficult to say no, because you're David Dhawan's son, Karan Johar's protege. He came 3 days later and with full conviction did that film. A few years later, we decided to do Bhediya. And the growth that I've seen him is, one thing that's not changed is his core is very honest, it's very pure. He was a lot more hyper earlier. He is calming down. The pandemic has worked on him. I think COVID helped him. But his biggest strength is he's a team player, and you have to just tell him, and I think, you know, Amar will also second that, to jump how high. He won't jump high, he'll jump off the building. So the idea is actually to control him back rather than try and make him do something. And he's like family now. And I think Bhediya took a lot out of him, from leeches to snakes to God knows what in real life, not the VFX ones. So I feel this is Varun 2.0. This trailer is Varun 2.0, where he's not, you know, where where he's not just relying on comedy, you know. And I think the intensity that we saw in Badlapur, with this one he'll bite you, you know. So hopefully you like being bitten.
Literally.
No, more than that, there was a, Amar wanted my voice to sound slightly more different in terms of when the transformation happens. First of all, it started with growing this beard. We didn't know how much will it grow, till what extent will it grow. Secondly, I opted for animal flow for this, which Pooja, who's EP on this film, she got us an amazing trainer, this boy called Devrat, Ninja Dev. And I trained in animal flow for a couple of months. And rest, I think it's all Amar. I think it's all Amar who, took me beat by beat about what to do, what not to do. And obviously there would be some inputs from me that, can I do this or can I not do this? But I have to say, because I was working with like Amar and Abhishek have done 2 films together before this. 3 films. All films. This is the 3rd one. So Palin and me were in that way very new to the team. And whenever I would see Palin acting, मतलब इसका जो flow होता था इतना natural होता था, इतना natural, जैसे पट ये जो है ये इतना naturally निकलता था इनसे. So I think I honestly got to learn a lot on this film. I just came in, मैं ऐसे नहीं आया कि मुझे सब पता है, मैंने फिल्में की है. I kept picking up things from everyone. So hopefully this character of Bhaskar will come across honest and someone that you all can root for and love. And like if the audience supports Bhediya, then then we have a future to create something more ahead. So
I'll tell you, this film's actually not taken very long. We've shot this film for 4 months last year. We've done post because it was new for us for 12 months. And we're actually bringing you the product in 19 months, which for a film of this size is pretty good. And that credit goes to this entire awesome crew who've done it. Why it takes long for anything is we take a year and a half to write. That's the most important process. The rest is easy if you get that right. So also we do, just because we have to make a horror comedy, we shouldn't. The idea is that it has to come naturally. Like he's saying, Niren came with this idea. He mentioned it. Then it got its own identity. So I think writing we take, writers and writing we take for granted. I think Maddock has been built by writers first, then directors.
जो अगर आप पूरी पिक्चर देखोगे तो उसमें जब हम लोग लिख रहे थे तो हमको ये नहीं मिला था कि क्या हम लोग डालें इसमें बेस अंदर क्या डालें. तो मैं और नीरेन जब वहाँ रेकी करने गए तो हमारी कहानी ऊपर से थी. जब हम वहाँ पे गए, मैं ज़्यादा बोल नहीं पाऊँगा क्योंकि फिल्म आई नहीं है, तो जब हम वहाँ देखने गए, वहाँ बात की लोगों से, तो वहाँ पे इतनी चीज़ें हमको वहाँ की पता चली जो फिल्म में हैं, जो आपको लगेगा ये यहीं की कहानी है. तो वहाँ पे यापुम करके एक है चीज़ जो फिल्म में है, किसी तरीके से हमने इंक्लूड करी है उसको.
So we have forgotten what our culture is. The Kohinoor was ours, na? But it went out. So a lot of stuff has gone from us out and we've forgotten. We constantly look at the West and said it was there. This is a complete Indian legend from Arunachal. So I think it's about time we also, our country is so diverse with so many cultures and has more stories than anywhere. So since the last 7 years, what we've tried to do is bring our stories out. We can't say much, but when you watch the film, it's 100% Indian in its origin. And it's time we remind ourselves that we have a lot of stories.
One of my most special films, it is one of the best scripts that I have read. It is a script that दूसरी बार भी जब मैं script पढ़ रही थी तो मैं पढ़ते हंस रही थी. And I've had a blast shooting this film in Arunachal Pradesh. This look definitely is my most different look, I would say. And yeah, it's been a special journey. I hope this film does extremely well and all of you give all the love to this film.
But yeah, we really feel, even with Varun bhai, I think this is our 3rd or 4th film. But Dinu sir ke saath, we've really 5th film with Varun bhai, of course. He's one guy we can go up and say कि ये गाना करते हैं sir, and he would come up with a better option and tell ये नहीं ये करते हैं. और जैसे कल रात को ये ट्रेलर का म्यूजिक मिक्स हो रहा था, पर एक चांस था कि उसका पूरा म्यूजिक रातों रात बदल भी सकता है. So I think that's the equation we share and we are very...
So I think risk unka hai.
Honestly, I'll just only add this much that, fortunately, unfortunately, music, is amongst the first thing that comes out of the curtain to communicate what the film is. And to be, in that position to be able to tell the director and the producer कि शायद ऐसा experiment music में करना है. मतलब जैसे स्त्री की अगर बात करूँ तो would have been easily perceived as a horror film. This could have been perceived as a creature film. But आप इसको already देख रहे हो, समझ रहे हो, like this is a creature comedy. तो ये जो चीज़ें हम अंदर अंदर करते हैं, बहुत अंदर अंदर बहुत झगड़े वगड़े होते हैं, बहुत मज़ा आता है, प्रोसेस है, बट आई कैन टेल यू दिस, इट इज़ कम्प्लीटली रिस्क फ्री, आवर कॉम्बिनेशन एंड आवर कोलैबोरेशन.